Hi, welcome to Bedtime Stories with Mrs. Ferris and, of course, our friend Bernard. Are you ready for some stories? Then let's get started. Now, I'm sure all of you know that libraries lend books. You can come and borrow anything you want. You don't even have to only borrow books. You can borrow movies. You can borrow fishing poles. You can borrow magazines. So, would you be surprised that there are places where you can borrow other things? Our first book tonight is called The Lending Zoo. It's written and illustrated by Frank Asch, and it's published by Aladdin Books. Well, it was a sunny morning, and Miss Perkins was in a sunny mood. After feeding her pets, can you see what her pets are? She has a rabbit and a pig. She hopped on her scooter and drove to her job at the Lending Zoo. When she arrived, a little late as usual, a line had already formed at her checkout desk. Everyone in the line had chosen an animal to borrow from the Lending Zoo. The last person in line was a young girl Miss Perkins never met before. "Hi, my name is Molly," said the young girl, "and I'd like to take home a..." But just then, Mr. Woozle, the Lending Zoo zookeeper, came running down the hall. "Miss Perkins," he cried, "something is wrong with our tiger, Pancake. He refuses to eat his breakfast." "Oh, I hope he's not ill," said Miss Perkins. "Shall I call the doctor?" asked Mr. Woozle. "Not yet," replied Miss Perkins. "Let's go have a look at Pancake first." "Can I come along?" asked Molly. "Sure," said Miss Perkins. "Just follow me." When Miss Perkins, Molly, and Mr. Woozle arrived at Pancake's shelf, they were met with a disturbing surprise. Pancake was nowhere in sight. "Oh my!" cried Mr. Woozle. "Pancake must have wandered off. Oh, I do hope he's all right." "Look, over there," cried Molly. "Aren't those tiger paw prints? Can you see those? Going across." "They sure are," said Miss Perkins. "Pancake must have taken a swim in the duck pond." "And here's where he left the Lending Zoo," said Molly. "You're right," said Miss Perkins. Then she turned to Mr. Woozle and asked, "Mr. Woozle, will you please keep an eye on my desk while Molly and I go looking for Pancake?" Miss Perkins and Molly followed Pancake's paw prints down crowded streets, busy beaches, winding lanes. Actually, I guess they're going this way. And city rooftops. All the way back to the Lending Zoo. There are the paw prints. "Oh, look! Pancake is back on his shelf," cried Molly. "Welcome back," said Miss Perkins, as she gave the wayward tiger a great big hug. Then she turned to Mr. Woozle and asked, "Why don't you try feeding him now?" Now, when Mr. Woozle offered Pancake his breakfast, the tiger gobbled it up in one bite. "Pancake seems fine now," exclaimed Mr. Woozle. "I guess he just needed some fresh air and exercise." "Now tell me," Miss Perkins asked Molly, "what animal did you want to borrow from the Lending Zoo?" "Well, actually, I was hoping to borrow a tiger," replied Molly. "Excellent choice," Miss Perkins said as she issued Molly a Lending Zoo card. "Have Pancake back by the 10th of May, or you'll have to pay a fine for each day that he's overdue." Well, by then the line at the checkout was quite long. "Now, how may I help you?" Miss Perkins asked the boy with a panda in his arm. "Do you think it would be fun to borrow animals from the zoo?" "I'm not sure I'd want to have a tiger, but maybe a koala bear." "Well, shall we do a finger play? Maybe we could have tigers jumping on our beds tonight. Get your bed ready And your tigers? I've got 5 enormous tigers who were jumping on the bed. When one fell off, well, he bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more tigers jumping on the bed. So you better hide one away. So 4 great big tigers were jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more tigers jumping on the bed. So 3 enormous tigers were jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more tigers jumping on the bed. So I lost track. How many have we had? Did we do 3? I'm not sure if we did 3. I was paying no attention. So 3 enormous tigers were jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more tigers jumping on the bed. We may have done 3 2 times. So 2 enormous tigers were jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more tigers jumping on the bed. So one enormous tiger was jumping on the bed. When he fell off, oh, he bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more tigers jumping on the bed. So there are no more tigers. I think I'd be a little afraid if I heard a tiger was loose. And we're going to have a story about, well, someone who loves to scare people. This is a book called, oh, before we go too much further, I just want to mention our next Spotlight program, which is coming up on Monday, is all about Frank Asch books. So you might want to come and sign up for that. All right. So this is called Mary McScary. It's written by R.L. Stine, who does a lot of spooky, scary things for older kids, but this one's just for you. And it's illustrated by Mark Brown, who did all of the books about Arthur. And this is published by Orchard Books. And this is Mary McScary. Meet Mary McScary. She likes to be scary. She doesn't shout boo. She shouts, cover your ears, boo! Beware of Mary McScary. Now Mary scares her dad at breakfast. Mary scares her mom at lunch. Is Mary scary at dinner? You betcha. Beware of Mary McScary. Look at her with meatballs for eyes and spaghetti for, I'm not sure what's coming out of her mouth. Mary McScary has fun scaring dogs. She likes to scare goldfish too. Mary's so scary she can scare a balloon. Beware of Mary McScary. Now Mary can scare just about everyone except Harry McScary. Now Harry is Mary McScary's cousin. Harry is coming to visit, and Harry does not find Mary scary. Will Mary scare Harry? Today's the day I will finally scare Harry. I can't wait to make him scream. So Mary gets ready. She puts on her scariest, hairiest costume. She opens the door with a roar. But Harry's not scared of Mary. Nice hairdo, Mary, he says. So Mary McScary tries again. Maybe giant spiders will scare Harry. Look out, she cries. Giant spiders on the loose. Aw, I love spiders. So cute and cuddly, says Harry. I'll show you something scary, Harry, she said. Watch out, gorilla! Wild and ferocious gorilla! But Harry, he just climbed on the gorilla's back and cried, "Whee!" Mary McScary knew this just wouldn't do. I know. Slippery, slimy snakes for Harry. Now that's scary. Oh, you guys give the best hugs, said Harry. I'll get you, Harry, said Mary McScary. I'm being eaten by a giant hungry hippo. Help! You wonder what the cat was saying? Don't try this at home, kids. Oh, coochie, coochie, coo. I could tickle a hippo all day, said Harry. Said Mary. I give up. But wait. There's only one thing left to do. You win, Harry McScary. Nothing scares you. And she turns to kiss him. Eek! I told you I was scary. Beware of Mary McScary. So all those things didn't scare him, but a kiss sure did. Well, can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. And can you clap, clap, clap your crazies out, clap, clap, clap your crazies out, clap, clap, clap your crazies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out, stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out, stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you jump, jump, jump your jiggles out, jump, jump, jump your jiggles out, jump, jump, jump your jiggles out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you yawn? Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. Well, I thought we'd have another book about something that could be scary, but really isn't. This is called, has an interesting title, The Wompananny Witches Make One Mean Pizza. This is written and illustrated by Jennie Palmer, and it is published by Abrams book. I see a friend just joined us. Let's see here. Can you guess which house is the witch's house? Anita and Winifred Wompananny were kitchen witches. They whipped up ravioli, cakes, and cannoli with glee, but their passion was pizza. And the pies they crafted were delightfully delicious. Now the two lived on a busy block, but they rarely ventured outside. Witches are wary of children. That means they're cautious or careful around them. And the neighborhood kids seemed especially wild. And then, one day, the witch's doorbell buzzed. Ding dong. Oh, hot toppings! It's 3 children. Oh, everybody knows that people and witches go together like pizza and peanut butter. No, children and witches are the worst combination of all. Like ketchup on your cannoli, or tomato sauce with raisins, or chocolate chips and pickles. Both witches hit the floor. They held their breath until the children had gone. Well, the children had rattled the witches, so Anita and Winifred needed to blow off some steam. Back in their kitchen, the two pounded their fearful, freaked-out feelings into fresh dough. Pum, pum, pum. And then they slid the new pizza into the oven, feeling sweet as sauce. But they had baked all their bad feelings into the pie, the pizza pie. And without realizing, the Wompananny witches had made one mean pizza. "Holy rolling meatballs," she said. "Stop that pizza," because it hopped right off the pan, hopped right off the table, and started rolling right out the door. The pizza barreled its way down the busy block. And the sisters did all they could to stop it. "That's one mean pizza," said one woman as the pizza went rolling by. Well, hours passed. Grown-ups were too busy panicking to make dinner, and their children were getting hungry. One ravenous child who never listened when told not to eat things off the ground sneaked a taste of cheese that had splattered on her stoop. Well, she had to have more. The girl took off after the delicious pizza, and flocks of hungry children followed her. The pizza rumbled into the park with the pack of hot on its crust. Look at them all following that pizza. The crafty pie tried to escape. It hid behind a tree. They found it. They tried on the seesaw. Nope. It was no match for the hungry children. Oh, do you see where it's going to land now? "Can you believe it?" said the witches. The children were eating pizza, and more pizza, and more pizza, even the ones on the merry-go-round. "Children are wild about our pizza," the witches said. "More, please?" asked the children. The children loved eating the pizza as much as the sisters loved making it, and there was always a place in a witch's heart for anyone who loves her cooking. Well, the Wompananny witches got right to work. They had lots of hungry mouths to feed. Anita and Winifred's new pizza paired flavors to please the wildest of appetites. And the best combination of all? Well, it was one the sisters least expected. Children and witches are a perfect pair, just like pizza and pepperoni. So there they are. And their crooked house now says, "Two Witches Pizza, Brooklyn's nicest slice." And look at the line of people waiting. Makes me hungry just looking at it. Well, should we do another finger play? Which one could we do? Why don't we do one about a monkey who climbs up the tree? Can we try that? Can you put your hands together like you've got a great big tall tree in front of you? The itsy bitsy monkey climbed up the coconut tree. Down came a coconut and bopped him on the knee. Along came his mommy who kissed away the pain. Then the itsy bitsy monkey climbed up the tree again. Make him go way up to the top so you can stretch your arms out. And then you know what he likes to do? He likes to slide on down. Well, do any of you have a pet at your house? We're going to have a story now about a rather different kind of pet. This is called Me and My Dragon. This is written and illustrated by Dvid Biedrzycki. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Biedrzycki. An interesting name. Anyway, it's published by Charlesbridge Books. Some kids want a dog. Others would like a cat. But I want a dragon. But not a big dragon. A big dragon wouldn't fit in my house. And I wouldn't want a three-headed dragon either because it might not get along with itself. But I would choose a fire-breathing dragon. Look at that. One burst of fire and lit all the candles on the cake. Now, before I brought him home, I'd take him for a checkup. I'd hold his hand and tell him he was a brave little dragon. And I'd make sure the doctor gave him a couple of lollipops. On the way home, he could sit with me if Mom and Dad didn't mind. And I'd give him a name, Sparky, a place to stay, nice castle, and some toys to play with, also some food. And when I thought he was ready, I'd teach him how to fly. Sitting on the edge of a cliff, give him a little bit of a push. Uh-oh. I'd get him a collar and a leash, and then I'd take him for a walk every day. And if he was a naughty dragon, I might have to send him to school. This is called Eddie's Obedience School. And after he learned to behave, I could take him camping in the summer or trick-or-treating in the fall. We could even clear neighbors' driveways in the winter. But I might not take him kite flying in the spring. That could be a disaster. If I missed the bus, he would help me get to school just in time for show and tell. Bullies? If you have a dragon, you don't need to worry about the bullies. They were gone. And you don't need to worry about Brussels sprouts either. Dragons love them. But don't give them broccoli. It gives them gas. And you don't want a fire-breathing dragon with gas. And every night I'd give my dragon a bath. Bath time would be fun. Well, sometimes. And I would pick out books that wouldn't give him nightmares and read to him until he got sleepy. I'd tuck him in and say goodnight. And then we'd fall asleep. Just me and my dragon. That might be fun. Well, it must be time for our bubble gum. So reach in your pocket. And remember, if you don't have a real pocket, you can pretend you have one. But, oh, these jammies have pockets. So I'm going to pull out my piece of pretend bubble gum. I'm going to unwrap it, throw the wrapper in the trash, and pop the gum in my mouth. Then I'm going to chew it up until it's all soft and squishy, and then we'll do something disgusting with it. So here we go. Get ready to chew. I think it's ready. So put your hand out in front of you. And when I count to 3, I want you to spit your gum, and only your gum, right into your hand. 1, 2, 3. I think some was stuck there. And take your other hand and clap it right on top. So now your hands are stuck together with sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your chin. You know what we have to say to get it off, don't you? On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your back. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your cheek. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your arm. I have to be careful, I got my flu shot yesterday, so don't want to hit it right on there. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your nose. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your knee. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on mom or dad. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your foot. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum. Time to throw it in the trash. Well, let's have one more book before we have our flannel board. This is called Hide and Squeak. It's written by Heather Vogel Frederick with illustrations by C.F. Payne, and it is published by Simon & Schuster. Mouse baby, where can you be? I can't see you. Can you see me? It's time for bed. It's time for sleep. No more time for hide and squeak. Can you see him? There's Daddy. Look behind the tree. Wiggle a whisker, wiggle a tail. Mouse baby dashes off, but Daddy's on his trail. Chase him round the garden. Chase him to the house. Chase him through the back door. Oh, what a speedy little mouse. Mouse baby, where can you be? I can't see you. Can you see me? It's time for bed. It's time for sleep. No more time for hide and squeak. Wiggle a whisker, wiggle a tail. Mouse baby's off again. But Daddy's on his trail. Chase him past the sofa. Chase him round the lamp. Chase him up the curtains. Oh, what a plucky little scamp. Mouse baby, are you by the clock? The one atop the mantel with the loud tick-tock. It's time for bed. It's time for sleep. No more time for hide and squeak. Scurry up the staircase. Scamper down the hall. Splash into the bathtub with a giant cannonball. Mouse baby, where can you be? I can't see you. Can you see me? Look beneath the soap suds. Look beneath the cloth. Oh, there's my little rascal hiding in the froth. Daddy sees your whiskers. Daddy's on your trail. Daddy catches baby by his mouse baby tail. Swings him high for a kiss. Swings him low for a hug. Then tucks him under the covers like a bug in a rug. It's time for bed. It's time for sleep. It's time for an end to hide and squeak. He's all asleep. Right. Well, let's get our flannel board ready, okay? And for tonight's story, we're going to need some pigs. So here comes one. Thought I could stick it right in there. You know what? I'm going to. I think I used my other board when I've done this in the past. And there's a little ridge down there. So we'll just have to have them. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, there were 5 pigs so squeaky clean, the cleanest pigs you've ever seen. Wanted to go outside and play. Hey, well, one jumped into the mud and landed with a great big thud. Now there are 4 clean squeaky pigs. Oink, oink. So the 4 pigs so squeaky clean, the cleanest pigs you've ever seen, wanted to go outside and play. Yee-haw! Well, one jumped into the mud and landed with a great big thud. So now there are 3 clean squeaky pigs. Oink, oink. Now 3 pigs so squeaky clean, the cleanest pigs you've ever seen, wanted to go outside and play. Yee-haw! Well, one jumped into the mud and landed with a great big thud. So now there are 2 clean squeaky pigs. Oink, oink. 2 pigs so squeaky clean, the cleanest pigs you've ever seen, wanted to go outside and play. Yee-haw! Well, one jumped into the mud and landed with a great big thud. So now there is 1 clean squeaky pig. Oink, oink. So 1 pig so squeaky clean, the cleanest pigs you ever seen, wanted to go outside and play. Yee-haw! He jumped into the mud and landed with a great big thud. So now there are no clean squeaky pigs. Oink, oink. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 muddy, dirty pigs. But that's another song. Well, let's finish up with one of our Sandra Boynton books, and tonight we're going to do The Jungle Night, one of her newest ones. This is published by Workman. Well, it's nighttime in the jungle. The moon will surely rise. All the animals are sleeping with whisperings and sighs. Listen to the tiger See, zoo, ha. Listen to the cheetah. Chee, chee, ta. Can you hear the crocodile? Snorkel, ooh, snorkel, ooh. And all the little monkeys who go chatter-choo, chatter-choo. We grunt, go the Red River hogs. Rop, ruppet, go the green jungle frogs. The dazzling bird makes a long, quiet coo. And the great big gorilla goes hee, hoo, hoo, hoo. But sometime after midnight, the elephant goes snore. Goodness, that's loud. And whoever had been sleeping isn't sleeping anymore. Look at them all with their eyes wide open. So that's jungle night. And now it's time for us to say good night. So good night from Bernard. Good night from me, and we hope we'll see you again next week when it's, well, time for some bedtime stories. Thanks for watching.